I love Jimmy.
All right, and we're back. Another episode of We Love Gaming Podcast, episode 14. I'm your host, Marcus, and I have two co-hosts with me, Mark and Ray. And some news just dropped recently.
Lots of news dropped, man. It's a big week in gaming.
So,
a lot of news.
Yeah, before we get into it, what have you guys been doing this week?
Well, I've been playing lots of Risk of Rain 2.
Okay.
You've
been going into it, huh?
I've been going into it, yeah. It's one of the first games where, it's been a while. You know that feeling when you play a game and when you put it down, you go somewhere, you're thinking about it still?
Right.
Not every game, has that kind of impact on you where,
been a while.
You want to go back and play it some more.
Yeah.
This game is kind of giving me those vibes.
Dang.
And I was really looking forward to playing it some more. I was dropping. I was like, man, I really want to hop back into that game and play some more Risk of Rain. It's freaking hard though, man. It's a hard game.
Is it?
It gets dicey real quick, because the way the game works is it's on a timer, and after about 5 to 8 minutes, it ups the difficulty, and there are 5 to 8 minutes it ups the difficulty, and there are 5 to 8 minutes up the difficulty, and it keeps going up and up.
So
and
eventually, you just die.
And so eventually it gets to the point where you just die. I haven't been able to beat it on the medium difficulty.
Dang.
I haven't been able to get to round 5 on it.
And what kind of game is that?
It's a roguelike game. Mm-hmm. So it's very much like Dead Cells.
Okay.
Think of it like Dead Cells, but this is a shooter.
All right.
So you're shooting things. So
it's 3D.
It's 3D. So it's a 3D world where Dead Cells is a side scroller.
Okay.
So it's a 3D world, fully 3D. And then you look around and you just shoot everything.
Mm-hmm.
So
you're stationary?
No, you run around.
Okay.
You're in a world. You're in an open world.
Yeah.
It's an open world like Ghost of Tsushima or whatever.
Right.
But you use guns.
Okay.
And of course the graphics aren't as dope as Ghost of Tsushima. It's pretty I would say N64 level.
It's
graphics.
an indie game though, right?
It's an indie game.
Right.
And you're running around the world, and there's multiple different characters you can choose, and you're shooting everything in the world, and enemies spawn. And as you kill enemies, you get gold, and then you find chests and terminals throughout the open world that you can spend your gold to buy items, and it's completely random.
Okay.
So your items are completely random every single run. You don't know what items you're gonna get.
That's why it's like Dead Cells.
That's why it's like Dead
I
Cells
see.
Okay.
because and that's why it's also roguelike because you just get your one life.
Your build or whatever, and then that's it.
And then essentially you're just running around the open world trying to find the teleporter. And it's this little shrine. And you click on the teleporter and that activates the end game of that level. And a boss spawns. And then all enemies just start flooding in. So it gets really dicey. And you're trying to kill the boss. You're trying to kill the enemies. Oh. And you're trying, and you're trying to collect as much loot as you can in that world before you trigger that boss mode.
Yeah.
But then you're wasting time trying to find loot. So the timer is going further on, and that pushes you into the hard difficulty. So it's that balance.
So lollygagging.
Yeah, it's that balance between speed and collecting loot.
Gotcha.
That you have to find. But I dropped it down to the easy mode, and then that was too easy. I blew through that. I went to deep in the rounds. I beat the game and kept going. Mm-hmm. And it was fun because you're PSX, man. Yeah. You got so many cool abilities.
Yeah.
But the medium, I still haven't been able to I haven't been able to beat it on medium. I got to round 4 or 5 recently on it. But yeah, I still haven't been able to get it there because it just takes a little bit longer to kill things, a little bit longer to do things, and so the timer ticks forward. Man, it gets harder and harder, and I can't find the balance. Some people I was watching were saying spend around 5 minutes per world, but I'm how can you find enough items to be efficient enough to kill the boss in 5 minutes? And the boss takes a few minutes. The boss takes about a minute or two to kill because it's got a lot of health, And so it's I just haven't found the sweet spot yet. But I really been enjoying that game. It's dope. I'd recommend it.
Nice. Yeah, I went to go check if it was on Game Pass and everything. And I think 3 or 4 months ago, it was the free game on Xbox Live Gold.
Oh,
so I was dang it.
Just missed it.
The PlayStation games, I'm normally pretty good about checking out on the cart, on the browser and just stockpiling those. But the Xbox Live, for some reason, I haven't been stockpiling those games. But I'm damn it. All right, I'm going to start make sure I buy, check out each one because there could be a good one.
I need to check out X. I don't do the Xbox one. Yeah,
Me
I
neither.
don't look
never,
at the
ever
free
do.
games.
I'm like,
month.
oh, that's cool. But the PlayStation,
Me too.
I do
Me
those
too.
no matter what.
You always check out the PlayStation one, but I don't check it. I look at the new Game Pass games.
Yeah.
But I don't look at the games with gold or whatever ever. I need to remember to start doing that.
Yeah, so I think in March or
It was free,
April,
huh?
it was
What a
free.
bummer.
So I was like, dang.
There
It's a
is
toy.
a game on Game Pass I started playing called Undermine.
Oh yeah, I started playing that one too.
Dude, that was awesome, man.
Yeah, it's
It's
pretty
another
cool.
roguelike,
Yeah.
like it's look really good. Like
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to playing that one some more for sure.
For sure. But as far as the games I've been playing, there's 2 games I've been playing. One is Smite because
Ooh, back
a
in Smite.
couple months ago they came out with the Avatar: The Last Airbender
Yeah,
Battle Pass
how did the costumes or whatever look? The skins.
on a whole nother level.
Yeah,
They
they're dope.
completely remodeled the characters with new particles, new spells.
Nice.
Really?
So the characters look incredible. It's crazy because every character that they add, it just looks so much better and it's just so much more buttery smooth than the previous characters. But they do a good job of going back and reworking. Like Loki, they said they're gonna rework and redo him.
That's
Okay.
my boy, dude. You always dog
The
him.
OG
Weak,
guy.
right?
Yeah, he's the-
low tier.
Yeah. But anyways, they look incredible. So I bought the battle pass when it first dropped like a month or so ago. And in 11 days, 10 days now, the season ends.
Okay.
So I'm like going to make sure I unlock, everything
Trying to
for
max
it.
it
This
out.
season.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm playing that a little bit. And then I started playing this game called Among Us. I don't know if you guys heard of it.
I don't think so.
It's a 10-player game that's similar to Mafia. Do you guys remember Mafia?
Yeah.
Like there's, 2 bad guys.
And you got to find them or whatever.
You guys got to find them. So this
Kind of
game,
like a board game kind of game.
Yeah.
exactly.
Okay.
So this game is a 10-player game where there's 2 imposters.
Oh.
And then there's 8 like survivors. You're all like on a spaceship. You have to do objectives to, I guess, escape, wherever you are.
Mhm.
But there's 2 bad guys that are gonna try to stop you. So
sabotage
it's like you
it.
got to fix the wiring. You gotta, go in this room and
Okay.
collect the samples. You got to turn on the lights. But the bad guys can sabotage. They can turn off all the lights. They can kill people.
Is it a 3D world you're walking around in?
Yes, yeah. So it's like a little 2D like.
It's like a
world
little
from the
Dungeons and
top.
Dragons type
Yeah,
of version.
but the
of
cool
it.
thing is, each round is when somebody either calls an emergency meeting or when someone finds a dead body. So remember in Mafia, it's kind of like a day cycle. You guys talk. But in this, you're trying to do your missions. Because if you finish all the missions, the survivors win. So the
Okay.
imposters, they try to stop the survivors from doing all their missions.
I see.
So when someone finds a dead body, you can end the round, and then you guys talk like, "Hey, I found a dead body in the boiler room. Who was near the boiler? Oh, I saw Godly Sovereign in the boiler room. What were you doing in there? Explain yourself." And you
Yeah.
can say, "Oh, I was fixing the things. I have a mission in there. I was trying to fix the pipe." So it's
Marcus would be great at that, man. You'd be so good at that game, bro.
That would be funny, though.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was playing with one of my buddies, Brandon. Shout out to Squid Biscuit, and
Squid biscuit.
Squid biscuit.
I never once was the imposter yet. I'm like waiting because I want to start killing everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
So
my
it's like
buddy
a it's like RNG for
It's
you to get the
RNG.
pot. the
Is this a free to
imposter?
play or what?
It's free to play on your phone, 100%.
Okay.
Oh.
So
Okay.
I bought the Steam version because I tried it on my phone and I really liked it, and I love playing games on the computer.
Yeah.
So I bought it. It was $4.99. So
Yeah,
I was like,
might
this
as
is
well.
worth it.
Yeah.
But it's a party game. We could all play for free. They have a big Discord community. It's not as fun, to be honest, when you're arguing over chat. It's better when you can jump in Discord.
It's called Mafia?
It's called Among Us.
Among
Among
Us.
Us,
Okay.
yeah.
It's
So-
like Mafia.
yeah.
You're saying. Okay.
But it's a really awesome game. There's multiple maps too, so there's different layouts. So
Okay.
one thing is like
Among Us.
it's beneficial to know the map because when you're trying to give your defense, if you're like, "Hey, I was over there," like, "Where's over
You
there?"
gotta know where. Yeah.
Like you
gotta
sound
be
like
able
the
to
killer, straight up.
precisely
I was
say-
over there doing a thing, doing a mission. Well, what were you doing? I don't know. I
Yeah.
was yeah.
I was sleeping, man. Honestly,
But my
I was a
buddy,
little tired. I just slid over to the corner. I took a nap. Next thing you know, there's a dead body by my feet. What
Exactly.
do you want me to do?
But yeah, my buddy Brandon, it was his first time playing, and
Yeah.
both the 2 rounds he played, he was the killer. So his defense was like,
He
they're
was
like,
having
"Hey,
fun
Hey,
then."
Squid, where were you?" He's like, I'm not sure. I just walked to the left. This is my first time playing. So his thing was like legit. And I was like, "Hey guys, yeah, it's his first time playing."
He fooled you, huh?
But I didn't know. I don't know who the other guys are. But I was like, "Yeah, guys, don't be too hard on them." Lo and behold, the next round he comes behind my back. Because keep in mind, when you kill
He
someone,
shanked you.
yeah, keep in mind, you can see when people kill you. But obviously, if
No
I
one
go in a
else
crowd
can, right?
and I kill you, everyone knows who I am.
But if you do it silently, then
So exactly. So they're just creeping around the perimeter of the map, waiting for because when you're doing the objective, your HUD goes into this little quest partially.
Okay.
You know, and you're trying to do, something.
And you have to play the game with voice.
No, but it's way
That's
funner.
fun.
I
Yeah.
bet, yeah.
Because
But what if
between
someone's
rounds-
all silent and saying nothing?
And then say that too. You're like, hey, why are you being so quiet?
Hey, what are you doing? What are you doing over there? Wait, did you just get knifed in the back?
Yeah. So yeah, it's a really fun game. T-Pain was playing the other day, so that's hot because one of the World of Warcraft guys. Shout out to S-Fan. He's like a World of Warcraft classic streamer. He was playing this, and then his like video title was like playing with T-Pain. I was like, what the heck? Like, I thought you played World of Warcraft, but he's playing this, and then T-Pain was a killer, like killing everybody, and he won. But I was like, what the heck? How come I never heard about this game? And then, I tried it on the phone, and then I bought it on the PC. So
now I'm just wondering if people gave him like the pass. Like, oh, that's T-Pain. We're not going to X him out the game. We want him to keep playing.
I know. He gets a pass.
Maybe
It's
he
a free
kills
ride.
everybody.
Yeah.
That's what I'm thinking. But it's a fun game, guys. Check it out.
That's cool. Yeah, as for me, I have really been playing too much this week. I did try to mess around with a little bit of Grounded yesterday because I know the update came out just recently. So it's fun. It's weird that with Game Pass on the PC, you kind of have to forcefully download the updates. Because like I'm used to like the PlayStation just like automatically loading it, and then when I log on, it's saying, "Oh, boom, it's installed."
Right.
You have to close and then restart the application in order for all the new stuff to go. So like this one, I got on it and I'm playing, and I'm like, dude, I don't see any of the graphics like changed. Like the icons and stuff like that. I didn't see any of those Avies change. And then I was like, where's my freaking extra quests? Where's my mutations? All that stuff. And then I was like, maybe I got to go into this thing. So I pulled up the Xbox Game Pass thing and then looked at it, and it says like install error. But I guess that's because it was trying to, but because I was playing it, it couldn't do it. So I had to little close it and then you do it again. But yeah, all of the updates and stuff like that were pretty dope. That I was seeing and stuff. You have I don't know if you guys have checked it out, but you have mutations now. So certain things that you do will trigger like a mutation, and you'll get bonuses. So like you have to hack down like 100 leaves or something, not 100 leaves, but 100 grass blades, and you'll get like a perk to be able to cut down blades faster.
Okay.
And then you cut down like
perks,
I think it's like 50, and then you hit like 200 and you'll get another boom, and then or 100 and you get another boom, and then 200 is like the max of it. But then you're just mowing grass down.
That's dope.
Just, like,
they needed that
stuff.
badly.
Yeah. So and then they have like other ones that like you purchase through like raw science, and you can increase your maximum health, or you can increase your maximum stamina.
Fine, that's cool. Yeah, that's little RPG elements.
Yeah. The more landscapes that you find in the world, that'll ping like explorer perk and stuff like that, and so you'll be able to move a little faster. It'll give you bonuses like that, as you find everything out there and stuff. They added a bird, so there's that aspect. I don't know too much about the bird
now, huh?
Well, it's more like air terror.
That's what I mean.
Yeah.
Like the bugs have air support now.
Right.
Yeah.
So I guess like it drops like feathers, and they randomly spawn in
you can use the
certain
feathers
areas.
for stuff now.
Yeah, so I have no clue what you can use the feathers for, but I'm imagining it's got to be something dope. I'll have to, watch some more gameplay and stuff like that if I don't ever come across one to see.
Oh, that is cool.
But
cool.
yeah, so they also tweaked a couple of the bugs, fighting mechanics, because I guess before you could like perfect block like every damn thing, so people were just OPing it. You know what I mean? Like you just the moves that the spiders are gonna make, and you're able to wreck them with using like a mallet and just blocking. Because perfect block, I guess it doesn't it makes it so you have no meter for when you block, but if you just regular block, you have this little meter, and then your
you can only block
your
so much.
stance or whatever will break, and you just get smashed up. But so they nerfed like a couple of the heavy weapons, and made it so that the stun wasn't as OP as it was before, because you used to get like the mid mallet, and like almost every other time you swung, they just got stunned. Yeah, and they just never attacked you. So they toned that down, and then and then they made it so that you can't just repeatedly block. and then be able to gain a successful perfect block. So now you have to like
Now you have
really
to
time
hold
it. Like, well, you hold it, but you have to really time it when you
Gotcha.
bring it back up, or
I
else
see.
it's not going to do nothing for you,
Oh.
or it'll be like a regular
Because
block.
you could just spam that quick perfect block before, right?
Yeah, folks just used to tap it, so you just be going like this,
Got you. And it
you
never
just hit a
really- I
perfect
see.
block.
It always lined up. Yeah.
Yeah. So
That's
you
cool.
know, they changed some things like that. So I definitely want to get back into it, you know, because it just seemed like, you know, it was a fun game before,
Mm-hmm.
and you know, and all these little improvements just make it a little bit better,
Yeah.
you know, as it goes and stuff. So I was like going on, and I found like a little interactive map that would kind of show me where to head for some things, kind of like a minor cheat, but you know, I still got to survive and make it over there. But
Yeah.
I was trying to look for things like there's like hidden armor and stuff like that, like all over the place. That's already been
Really?
built, like bee armor and stuff like that, like weapons.
So it's
like
random pieces
heavy
So
of
they
gear.
mallets
put
and
armor
stuff.
into the world now to find.
Well, apparently it was there before.
Oh.
But you know, like you have to discover it. You know, word
Gotcha.
of mouth gets out, and then there's more videos made. But yeah, so you know, there's locations that are out there on the map. You know that will tell you.
They
like,
definitely
go
throwing
over
those
here.
RPG elements. I mean, Obsidian, right?
for
They're
sure.
throwing in their
Yeah,
flavor
you
into the
got
game.
to,
That's
right?
cool, man. That's
Yeah.
actually
That's cool.
exciting. Yeah.
Yeah. So and then they opened up a new area, which is not
Okay.
a new area, but they put some more stuff in. I think people were predicting that it was in the pond, but I don't know if it's the pond yet. I still haven't found the new area or anything like that, because there's still a whole lot that I haven't explored. But
Mhm.
I'm waiting to see if I can get my hands on an Xbox One console, so that way it makes it easier for me
Yeah,
to play.
for
Because
sure,
the PC, like the PC that I have, it's just trash. So it's not even able to like
You've
run.
tried hard to get that.
Yeah,
thing to work,
so it's
man.
able to run the game, but it's just blurry. It's it's skipping
Choppy,
sometimes,
drops
and
you.
it'll
Yeah,
crash on me.
crash,
So
yeah.
I just know it's not made for that.
Yeah.
It's made to do other stuff.
Web browse.
Yeah. But among all of the news that came out this week, did you guys catch that sneak drop for the pre-order for the PS5? Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
definitely.
how do you guys feel about that? Because it seemed like it was just like out of nowhere, and then all of a sudden, I was on Twitter again, but I just caught like somebody retweeted, like, oh, PlayStation 5 pre-order, and you have to use your tag name
Yeah.
or whatever your gamer
PlayStation
tag
Network
in order to
tag.
be able to see if you get a chance for a little
Oh my
RNG
gosh, man.
to get an opportunity to
Yeah.
pre-order it.
I never heard of
So
such a thing,
frustrating.
honestly.
I know. It's
Um,
ridiculous.
Because normally you could pre-order things in abundance. There's
Right.
no gate to give people your money. People will take it.
Right.
So this is
Here's
this-
my wallet. Put it in there.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? Order that.
So this kind of scares me. Is this like a logistical thing they're trying to do? Like, are they not producing that many PlayStation 5s? And I think that's kind of what it is. So that makes me very nervous. I normally don't pre-order things, but in this case, I'm gonna try to pre-order it because it might
be rare.
hard
It
to
might
get
be,
one
yeah.
for the rest of the year. Is what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
So if I want to play one this Christmas, I need
Yeah.
to buy it like right now. So I'm gonna try to get one. I'm gonna try to maybe get two, and we'll see. But yeah, this doesn't make me feel good, honestly.
This is crazy fishy to me, man. Yeah, like I felt the same exact way, exactly like you, Mark Raya. The moment I saw this, I was like, "Give me a break! I have to enter a raffle to give you money."
Yeah.
Like
This
this doesn't
world.
make any sense, Like,
Yeah.
and then on top of that, like they're all being picky. It's based upon
The age of
you
your
know,
account. and
yeah,
all
it's
these other
based upon
factors.
your activity with them. It's like
like how
That's
long you've
BS.
been using
how long you've been. Who
PlayStation?
knows what system they're using to determine what algorithm they're using to determine if you're worthy.
If you're a true loyal fan,
If you're
or not.
worthy enough to receive. I'm like, wait a minute, dude. Like, you should just have millions of these things produced, and you want people to pre-order them.
Yeah.
You're putting this gate in front of people. It's bizarre. So, like, for me, my mind starts thinking,
Yeah.
what's the deal here? First thing I thought was, like, Mark Araya, are they not producing? Are they not able to produce these systems? If that's the case, delay it. My other thought was, like, is this like code word for it's going to be expensive, and so we want our loyal fans who will buy it no matter what, because we have to pre-order this without even knowing what the cost is.
Yeah.
Like that's
no,
bizarre to me.
I don't even know if that's. I don't think that would be possible. Like
Yeah,
I don't even.
we're
I don't understand how you
pre-ordering
can give anything without like. I mean, like as far as I saw it was just like putting your gamer tag in so that they could possibly email you and be like, hey, you got a chance to get the PS5 pre-ordered.
And
here's the link.
That's who they're
you
so
know,
vague
but-
on the whole process.
Yeah,
they're
they
like,
didn't-
put
they
your
didn't
gamer
explain
tag,
anything.
and we don't know what we're gonna do, but put your gamer tag down. It
Yeah.
just seemed very,
It soured me. Like, yeah, like if Xbox, it's almost like if Xbox Series S, or X or whatever is like, no, just come and pre-order as free as you want. That's gonna make me want to start on their platform.
yeah.
Because I don't want to sit here like, like it's like, okay, it's like for me, it's like fine. I don't need your console. I don't need to write out the date. I'll wait till next year when you can actually produce them. Like, I'm not trying to fight everyone and try to prove my loyalty or whatever to Sony to have the right to pay them for their system. So me, I'm like, okay, bottom line is if this is like some weird way to, create scarcity, or I don't know what the deal is, or to hide the true cost of these consoles prices, then just delay them. Like in my mind, I'd rather them be delayed, like if they're all worried about COVID or whatever it is, like delay it until next year. I have no problem with that. So long as we can all get one.
Yeah.
Like I'm just blown away by this situation.
Yeah, I have a problem with if they delayed it, I'd have a real big problem with it because when asked about it, they constantly repeatedly say that they're increasing production. You know what I mean? Like, oh, we've got like double the production
Clearly
or whatever
not.
because we've predicted that we're gonna have millions and millions of sales and things like that.
That's what I thought.
Definitely when I see this, like I've seen this time and time again. It happens
With
every week.
shoes.
Every week with
With
a pair of
shoes,
Jordans.
yeah.
the sneakers app will give it to you
Quickly
every time.
press,
They'll
quickly,
they'll
get
quickly
in.
hand
Yeah,
you
to
that
buy
L.
it.
So when I look at this, I definitely get those vibes like, okay, maybe this is a bit more limited. You know what I mean? Because there's a certain amount of shoes that each business gets, and and they have these little raffles for you to get the honor to purchase full price a shoe from us. And it's like, where's the
That's so
product? You're like,
bizarre.
why don't you just give me the chance to buy the product? But because it's limited. So this I definitely thought it was weird that they would do it and that it would just be so random. Like there's not like a notification 3 days before or 2 days before even, or a couple of hours before. It's just like all of a sudden it just starts popping up. And because people share, you know what I mean, they put that out there. If they've narrowed the tunnel even more by saying like, you have to have bought my PlayStation, and you got to show me the serial number of the very first PlayStation in order for you to get a pre-order copy. I mean, I could do that, but that's like a big hoop that I'm not trying to jump
That's
through.
weird, right?
You know what I mean?
That's
And
so weird. No
and-
company does that.
Yeah, and trying to like look at who's been here the longest or a certain age group or whatever. Like that just seems like,
What is that? What are they trying to do with that? Like,
I don't know.
I
with
mean,
that.
like the arrogance, right? Like, we think our product is so incredible, and we think that you need to love it so much that you need to jump through all these hoops to pay for it. Like, I'm blown away.
It
by
seems like an Apple thing. It
It
seems like the
does.
new
Yeah.
the new iPhone's coming out, guys. Buy it before you even see it. Jump
Yeah.
in line. Start lining up before you even know when it comes out. Like, come
Before
on,
you even know
guys.
the price.
It's like
Yeah.
it's absurd, and I think it has to do with logistics and manufacturing. There's something that's not adding up here. There's another piece of the equation we're not aware of, and I think this is a really stupid way of them trying to build hype. Because it turns some.
It's stupid.
Like for me, I want to buy one so I could potentially resell it. To be 100% honest, that's why I wouldn't mind getting one if it's super limited and I can, if I buy it for 500, 600, and I can sell it for 900, I'll just wait until they're ready again.
Yeah.
With the extra 300, I'll go buy Xbox Series S,
Mhm.
and then I'll buy the PlayStation again when
Mhm.
it's on. And I can go to Walmart and buy it. So
So it's like buying two systems for, the same price, which, yeah, I mean, I get that. And that's what happens with sneakers. A lot of people are just buying the
They're just
sneakers
in
to
it to
resell
flip.
them.
yeah,
Yep.
Because Nike has created this fictitious scarcity. And that's what I see happening here. And it absolutely is asking you to pre-order something without knowing the price of it. Because when we put our name in there, Sony's like pseudo taking that as though they want to pre-order it, so they really want it.
They're getting stats.
Yeah, they're getting stats. Oh, you really want without even knowing the price. It's like
data
bothers me, you know. So like I put my name in the raffle too because I'm thinking more along the lines of Mark Araya, but I'm not like happy with this. This is ridiculous.
Yeah, because who knows? You're right. Maybe they are doing some sort of stats. All right, if we get X amount of number, we can sell it at this price. If we get Y amount of pre-orders, we sell it at this price. Like, is it some weird tier system? Because we just want to know the price. Like this, it's taking way too long.
This
guys.
price. Yeah,
like,
this Cold War.
Yeah, they're
price.
waiting until the last minute, like trying
Same
to
with
let us know a
Xbox.
month before. Like you just expecting everybody who wants one in a pandemic to just be able to have everything and be able to purchase it. You know,
I thought for
it's kind of
sure
crazy.
At this Gamescom we'd find out.
Yeah,
Like,
I
I
thought
thought
too.
for sure,
That was the
but we
perfect time.
still don't know.
Yeah,
I'm so
it's like,
annoyed.
what are they waiting for Congress to announce a stimulus check? Like, and then hey, if stimulus comes, increase by 100, 200. It's like, come on, dude.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like,
it's so true, man.
I don't like this, man.
It's so true. What's going on? It's
Yeah.
so fishy.
When I was looking at this, I kind of got the feeling of like on some Fortnite type shit, like. You know, instead of having Walmart, Best Buy, GameStop sell my console,
Sony's doing it themselves.
I'll sell it myself so I get all of the profits. I don't sell
Dude.
wholesale my consoles, and that way I can do like the bulk of it like this. Hit them with the initial pre-order, get everybody scared thinking that it's gonna be like this, right? I'll shoot them the price of $600. They can pay through the nose for this console, and then we'll release it out to Walmart, you know, and all those other businesses, those third parties, and let them do their pre-orders from there. But I want to get all of the pre-orders for myself first, and then, you know, send it out like that. I mean, like, you know, there's, you know,
like
with
a
some of these
Tesla.
places, there's like different bonuses and things like that you get, you know, like buying from Best Buy, you know, you're getting points, rewards points that you can use for
Right.
other things that could possibly get you a game.
Or your GameStop
You're spending
points.
$500 on a system, you can very well get a game, you know what I mean,
With those
after a
points.
week, you know what I'm saying, with these points.
Mhm.
So that stuff is, you know, it's something I'm looking at. Like, you know, yeah, I put it in there, but yeah, I might be on some, let me go ahead and flip this then if they running for that, you know what I mean, because of the different things, because I would probably get mines from Best Buy just because I've got a lot
Of points.
going for me if
Yeah.
I get it from there, you know, as opposed to like, you know, GameStop, you could probably get something, you know, from there because they've got their points and stuff. But so I mean, they're eliminating that. Now if they're gonna give me some Sony points and it's like double the points from a regular third party retailer, then that, you know, I might be okay with that, because it's like, okay, I can use those Sony points to purchase a Sony game, you know, with the system I got. That's fine. But if they're trying to play games, you know, we're just trying to make sure that they've got like max amount of money in their pockets and create some hype and hysteria, then I'm not really with it.
This is like the first mistake I've seen them make. I don't get it. My first thought is just scarcity, like they don't have enough consoles. But then it's like, what a contradiction. Like what
What they've
was
been saying.
They've
yeah.
been saying they've been pumping these out, but like clearly not.
Mm-mm.
Clearly not, right?
Nope.
Like
That's
I don't
why
get it.
I think the Xbox will be okay, because we've been seeing the Xbox for 8 months now. Like, produce the, you know,
Yeah, the
we've been
physical
seeing the
box.
physical thing for almost a year now.
Mhm.
We still
So-
haven't seen the PS5 physically. Just
Correct.
leaked pictures, right? of them
Correct. So
holding it and
that
stuff.
has me worried. You know,
Yeah.
that has me very worried.
Yeah.
I know for the PlayStation 4, we saw it pretty early. The controller, we saw it pretty early.
Yeah.
I remember when I went to Comic-Con that year before that the PlayStation was coming out, they had a booth there, and I got to hold the controller, got to play.
And didn't you know the
game.
price like 3 months ahead?
Really early.
I feel like
yeah.
you knew the price for a while.
Yeah.
I know you never had a ponder. You just knew the price straight out of the gates.
Right.
So this is just messy right here.
Yeah, this is playing chicken to the fullest right now.
Yeah,
what they're
these two
doing.
companies.
It looks like it's almost September, bro. And like,
We're not
you
gonna know
haven't-
until like
you haven't told us the price
October,
yet.
a month. Like even will it even be a month before it launches? I don't even know.
Then they let us know on the release day.
Yeah,
Here's the price.
You show up
it's
to
out.
pick up your pre-order.
I bet
It's
you.
$800. Wait, what?
I bet you we'll know the release date before we know how much it is. I bet you.
We kind of like,
At
you
this
know,
rate.
there's speculations
At
about
this
the release
rate,
date now.
yeah.
So yeah, I don't know. But yeah, moving on. You know, during the game show, what is it? Gamescom,
Gamescom.
Opening Night Live.
Mhm. 2020.
They had a slew of games,
Yeah.
man.
A
I
lot.
felt like I was writing down all of the names that was showing up, and I felt like it was like a good like 30 plus games
than
on
that.
there.
It was a good
Like,
chunk of
yeah,
games.
it was a lot of games. But one of the ones that caught
a
our
big one.
eye, they had previously, I think like the week before, announced it. And let us know it was coming, but kind of gave us a little bit more insight. Was Call of Duty Cold War.
Mm-hmm.
So how did you guys feel about this better look at what we've got coming up?
I really thought it looked great. Like what I mean by that is it looked the graphics like it was
Okay.
really jaw dropping, and when they showed that it was all on the PS5,
Mm-hmm.
that gave me a lot of hope for next gen consoles capabilities, because almost always in the past, they've revealed their new games on a PC. Like the last COD was revealed on a PC to make them look as good as they can look, right? These games can look as polished as they can look, but this was all on a PS5, and I was blown away. Really, I was blown away with how gorgeous it looked. For me though, it goes back to what we were just talking about, price. Like I see them trying to eke out a little bit more. Yeah, it looks great. Yeah, it looks good. We're gonna get a great looking game, but all these things are gonna just cause them to increase the price. Like even of the systems, like I can see like these systems could be expensive. Like I know there's lots of rumors of a $599 Xbox Series X. I would not be surprised, man. Like I have a feeling like these systems might be expensive. I just have a feeling because these things are pumping out great looking graphics, and that does not come cheap. Does not come cheap. And so while it looks wonderful and it looks great, like I'm a little concerned with the cost of what next gen will be. So the more and more I see these games, the more and more I'm fine with sitting on what I have, for a little while. To see what happens with deals and bundles and Black Friday, who knows? Sit a little while just to see, because I'm seeing a lot of transitioning to a more expensive generation of console.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. How do you feel, Mark? Right.
So my impressions were, I would say, I enjoyed this trailer more than the first one.
Mm-hmm.
I did like that they showcased it on the PlayStation 5, just like Ray said, because we know that the Xbox is slightly more powerful and the PC is always the most powerful. So this is the worst the game will look. And it looked incredible.
It looked great.
So
well, it is going to be on PS4, right? Isn't it going to be on PS4?
But I think he's talking strictly next gen.
Yeah.
Oh,
sorry.
okay.
In terms
Yeah,
of,
alright, I got
next gen, this is the worst it's going to look, and it looks incredible.
Right.
So I like that they did actually showcase it on, like what Cernat was saying, because they always do show it on a PC.
Mm-hmm.
And then it'll be like a PlayStation commercial. They'll put a PlayStation logo somewhere. So
Right.
it is a little misleading. But this, what you see is what you get, for the most part. And that's a good move for them. I was hoping to see some zombie mode, because for me, as I play, Call of Duty over the years, I like all these extra modes, like war zones, zombies. These are like the cherry on top for me. The story is not like... The story looks fantastic in this game. And I said on a previous podcast, I bought the latest Call of Duty, and I actually played through the whole campaign. And I was pleasantly surprised with the amount of effort, like the cinematics, the production, the story. Like, for a mode that doesn't really matter, they put a heck of a lot of time into it. Right. So I was telling Golly Farver in the past, you got to try it out, because it's a pleasant surprise.
Have they ever had a story reveal trailer before where they just revealed the story only? I think it's always been like a...
To my knowledge, the only one they ever did was the Call of Duty Modern Warfare Remastered campaign.
They actually had a story trailer.
Yes.
Just the story.
Because they're only releasing that part of the game. That's the only part of the game you can get.
Yeah, this is like the first time.
Oh, it's literally just the story mode? That's it?
So when the Modern Warfare Remastered came out, it was just the campaign came out first.
Added. Okay.
And then they came out with the remastered version, and then they came out the multiplayer. So other than that, it was all...
Because I like that. Because that's what I care about, is the story. And so that's really what I cared most about, was seeing the story. And that gives me hope. I hope this is a long story. Like, I hope it's 20 plus hours, I hope they're going in that direction. And they're showing their story off so much. Like, everything's been story so far.
Yeah, it has.
Like the teaser was story. the newest trailer was story. Like we haven't seen anything else. No zombies, no multiplayer, all story. And so is that a sign of the direction they're going, making this entire? I mean, like what John said last week, entirely story mode, right?
Yeah, I mean
that was his read. He was saying it's going to be an entirely story-driven game, which that's never been Call of Duty before. So I mean, but the more and more we're seeing these reveals, it's all story related.
Yeah.
But
yeah, I do like the direction they're going though, because I can never tell you in the past the theme or particular of the story for a game. Like no one cares about that. But this cool that they're putting an emphasis on the story, and I just hope it just brought up a lot of questions in my mind. What's up with the zombies? Are they going to abandon the war zones in the previous game? How are they going to integrate the story with war zones? Because war zones, hands down, is the most popular mode that they have. It's way more popular than the normal game.
It's making them the most money.
No one really streams anything other than war zones nowadays, so it's very interesting in that shift. So one thing interesting too is they're still using the Battle.net launcher for PC. So if you want to buy this, guys, if you want to buy this game on PC, guys, you have to get the Battle.net launcher, and you have to buy it directly through Battle.net. So that's an interesting move there. But overall, it did look fantastic. I'm just excited to hear more about the additional features. The price, they're gonna have to add a lot of features for me to pay $69.99 for this game. It's gonna need to have like a legit legit zombie mode. It's gonna need to have all the bells and whistles for me to pay $69.99 for this game.
Yeah, I got some more things to say about that, but I want to hear Godwin's take.
So, watching the extra little, trailer stuff that they had for the game show, I thought it was pretty dope. I liked what they were giving us. They were giving us a little bit more in-depth look of the story, and it's just like we had hoped that it was going to be strictly like story based. That's what they were really focusing on, and so it looks like that aspect of the game will be great. You know what I mean? I feel like they're putting a lot of work into it. I don't really know or recall too much about the Cold War, so I'd have to go back and do my history to see how much they've fudged, some of the things to make it, fiction or whatever, or how much they've kept, to keep it based on a true story per se. But it definitely looks great. So I'm looking forward to it. I think that they're probably like holding zombies or something on like the wayside. I think they'll probably like release it to let you know like closer towards its release date. Like, hey, here's zombies, just like to give you like trickle out a little bit of information over time to build up excitement for it. I think it was John from the Jack Den podcast who said that they were focused on keeping Warzone around for a long time.
Yeah,
and that would be their bread
generational.
Yeah. So I think that Warzone will probably, just keep getting updates and whatnot, and just keep getting better.
So what you're saying is
players.
Potentially, if someone pops in the disc, they never played any other games. They pop in the Cold War's disc, it's gonna probably come with Warzones. It's gonna be cross every game.
It might be attached,
so.
yeah.
That's
or
smart.
they could eventually
you can
make it its
download
own
Warzone
thing.
just right now on its own. But yeah, I think if you wanted to play their battle royale mode, it's always going to be Warzone. I don't think Cold War is going to have its own battle royale. I think it's going to be Warzone across every generation.
Gotcha.
Yes.
Because the only weird thing right now is if you try to download Warzones, it includes like you slide left and right to go through the menus. So there's the menu for the story, there's the menu for multiplayer, and then there's the menu for Warzone on all the same game. So let's say you're playing Warzones, I feel like playing the story, you can buy it real quick for $29.99 kind of thing.
See.
So I wonder if they're gonna just slap Warzone in every game, and just use the same assets.
so.
Yeah, it could be just
That's smart.
just like a little data install, going on when you install the disc, to just give a hot link to.
It sucks because it's over 100 gigs to download Warzones and play.
So big.
Is
man.
it?
So-
I
It's a lot of
deleted it 'cause
data on there,
that.
huh?
Yeah, it's so big.
It's huge.
Man, that's
so
crazy.
big.
But yeah, going to the price though, it's another one that's tried to jump on this wagon that's getting built. You know, you had what was it? Was it Activision
2K.
or EA Sports?
2K.
Yeah,
2K21.
yeah, so you know they tell you, hey, it's gonna be $10 more to get this game on the PS5, to get the PS5 version, or to get that little upgraded, you know, PS4 to PS5 thing, and they're doing it too, and it's kind of like, you know, these are staple games that are purchased every year by the same people majority of the time.
It's
So
the
there's
staple
people
games,
that
too.
will
Yeah.
just get it because it's another Call of Duty. They will just get it because it's another 2K. But when I see that price hike, but I see all of these other great games,
Ayubi.
you know what I mean, that could possibly just be regular priced, like they all have to fall in line and be $10 more, or it has to be, you know, just those two, because I'm not getting those games when they drop if they are $70. Like, I can sit on those, you know what I mean? I can wait, you know, on the 2K if I really want to.
Oh, yeah.
You know, I can wait on the Call of Duty. It's no sweat off my back.
Mhm.
I'm not aching to play those
Yeah.
games, you know? So if they want to try to tax me, you know, then, you know, it might not be worth it for me, and for other people too, you know, for a whole
That's
$10.
a great way to put it. It is like a tax.
Yeah.
Because it's more than the other games are.
Right. And it's like, you know, I really have to see, right? Like, so now they're putting a specific price tag on graphics. You're telling me that the graphical output and everything that I would get in this game on the PS5 version is way better than the PS4 version. In fact, it's $10 better.
Yeah, but the
So-
thing, I know, I agree, that's what they're saying, but the thing is, like, we're paying for that graphical output when we buy the system.
Right.
Why does Activision
so
get
why
to
is it
collect
sprinkled
on that?
throughout the games
like,
as well?
Sony's the one giving us the better capability for graphics.
Yeah.
So why does Activision get to take a chunk of that pie? Like, I have a major problem with that.
Because PC never did that, and the graphics are always
No,
the best.
yeah, PC
So-
Yeah,
never
it's always
did that.
as best as
Exactly.
you can get your system is what you're
yeah,
gonna get.
this-
The
the
game is
sys-
still
I'm
the
putting
same.
money into my system to get my graphics better.
Yeah.
Like, not into the game itself. And there is a war, like it's kind of like a war in a sense, because some companies are saying no and some are saying yes. There's not uniformity here.
Yeah.
There's not uniform agreement. Like, clearly there's internal debating going on
Yeah.
between these companies of what the right direction is. They're seeing the backlash, right?
Yeah.
Like 2K was the first one to test the waters, right?
Yeah, dip their toe in.
Dip
see,
their
see
toe
if it
in.
was hot or not.
And now Call of Duty is trying to do the same exact thing. And it's interesting you make the point that these are the copy and paste games.
Mm-hmm.
The ones that come out every year that have so far said they're going up to $70.
Right.
And Ubisoft said, no, we're focused on. So I'm going to get Valhalla, the PS5 version, for $60.
Right.
Like, that's what I expect. You know, what's funny is Sony's kept them, they've stayed out of this debate so far. We don't know what Miles Morales is going to cost, right?
Right.
We don't know what some of these, you know, Deathloop
Yeah.
are going to cost when they release. We haven't heard yet. But another thing that I noticed too, that I had a beef with on the Call of Duty price. Well, it's part of the price. It's the pre-order. They said if you pre-order the digital version, you
Yes.
get early
get the
access
PS.
to the beta.
Oh,
That's-
really?
Dude, that's
Right?
BS.
If you pre-order the digital
Digital.
version,
Yep.
what hogwash, you know? Like, it's just infuriating to me, because now not only are they pushing the $70 price tag, they're pushing only digital as well. They're really so those things really frustrate me. It's
Yeah.
like, yeah, you're giving me this great looking game and it looks great, but you ain't fooling me. I'm not
Yeah.
a sucker.
And then for PC and for all platforms, if you do the digital pre-order, they're giving you operators for the current games. So that's BS too. It's like, okay, I can only get this character if
Oh,
I
yeah,
pre-order
sorry,
the
guys.
next game for $70. Are you kidding me? Like, come
And
on,
it has to
man.
be digital.
And yeah, sorry.
So you can never
Digital
recoup that
only
money.
for $70 for me to get a character in this previous game, which I'm not going to care about in a couple months because I'm going to be playing the new game. So it's just, those are little gimmicks that are very frustrating. I agree with you completely.
That one's such a big one though, right? Because that's the difference between being able to sell my property and not being able to sell my property. They're asking a lot of me as a consumer to give away that power
Yeah.
just to have early access. It's just like, it's almost unethical, because it's almost like the cigarette company, right? Preying on the addicted, right? Like, you know, or in my mind, almost sometimes like the government, when they put an additional tax on cigarettes. I've always been against that, because it's like, it's hard. These people are addicted, you
yeah.
know, and it's your way of trying to get them off, but it's just cruel.
Yeah.
Like you're making them pay a little bit more money than everyone else for their vice, you know, like it's a cruel to me. And so there's a form of cruelty here where it's like, if you want it, and I know you want it because you're one of those guys that buy every year. We know that you want it. And so, well, we want you to buy digital now. And I go, okay, yes, master. Yes, I'll buy digital because, I'm so addicted to your game. And it's a little it's just a little, there's an ethical aspect here to me that I'm not happy with.
Yeah. So, it'll be interesting to see, if anybody else follows suit. I mean, there's a lot of games that were announced that haven't given prices to anything yet.
Yep.
It just happens to be that these staple games that that everybody likes to play have thrown their prices out, on Front Street. They've put it out there. But like you said, we don't have the Miles Morales price. I guess Ubisoft responded, with their things, saying like our game is going to stay 60.
Yep.
So I'm sure a lot will feel like that. But I'm just interested to see like who else tries to jump in. I know Madden 21 was announced, but I didn't check the price on that one. I don't know the price on that, so I don't know if they've
The game
tried
just
to
came
hike
out like
that
last
up.
week, right? This week?
I don't know if it came out.
Yeah, people are playing it
but-
online
Okay, so it might just be
Yeah, it
a
came
regular $60 game then
for this gen, but who knows?
for this. Yeah. So who knows if they're gonna try
Right.
to up it?
Yeah.
$10 for whatever stuff that they're trying to add to it. So I mean, only time will tell. We got like 2 months before things are supposed to drop. So I mean, my only idea could be to think of like maybe they're playing like some type of game, and that they're telling you that it's a $70 game, and then right around like Cyber Monday or something like that, they're gonna drop the game for like 70 to 60 to like the normal price to see if they can get like
Now
a
that's
hyped
a
up
deal
purchase. Yeah. It's
The
a
regular
deal
price is a
Limited
deal
to get
now.
it at 60. Yeah, and then it's like if you miss that window, you gotta pay the 70. But we had it at a deal, so you can't blame us for
Yeah,
that.
we had a deal.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. But see, for me, like the $70 debate, I'm willing to debate that. Like a company can sell their product for whatever
However
they
they
want to
want
sell
to.
it for, and I can choose to buy it or not.
Yeah, you're gonna deem it, if it's valuable.
if it's worth
that price
70,
or not.
it's worth it. I'm just really eked over this whole digital aspect because that's where I think it's kind of pushing the ethical line. Like, so while I would argue and I would think they're making the wrong choice by raising their price by $10 and making games worth $70, a company has the right to do that, and I can choose not to buy it. But now kind of pseudo forcing me to buy a variant of the game that they want me to buy, that's my choice, right, of what game I want to buy. And they're kind of like it's like a pseudo force. If you really love the game, you're going to have to do it. Right? If you're like, let's say you're like a YouTuber and like your whole
You wanna
channel's
get
made
that
on
extra
that, you
access
got to
to
get
it.
that extra access, and it's kind of holding you hostage to a version that you don't, that's not in your best interest. The digital version is not in my best interest. That's in their best interest. The physical version is in my best interest. And so as a consumer, I can't make a decision that's in my best interest. There's something wrong with that, And so, man, I have an issue with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would say the majority of the people agree. The majority of the people are physical only people. We love having the copy. I know there is a slim amount of people, like my friend Brandon Squid Biscuit, shout out to you. He only buys digital games because he doesn't like
Going to the
having
store or
anything.
something.
He just likes having everything digital only, which I never understood. But there's a slim amount of people out there that like that. But like what Ray was saying, it's one thing where they just said pre-order the game. It doesn't matter if it's the digital or the physical, but they are holding you hostage here, making you, if you want to play early access, if you want to create content or whatever, you just want to try the game out. Can you get a refund if you don't like the?
And I was wondering that too. What's the refund policy on these things, man?
Yeah, like
a $70 mistake.
Like for PlayStation, pretty much like their refund policy is like if you've downloaded the game to your system, you're more than likely not going to get a refund. They do make but
the
some
game's not out yet.
exceptions.
Technically, I wonder if that would be the exception.
Yeah, they do make some exceptions. Like if you just purchased it and like within like an hour or something like that, you're trying to get a refund, but they're probably only going to do it like once or twice unless you raise like some kind of hell. and try to go up the chain or something
Dude,
like
that's
that.
so terrible.
Yeah, like I've bought a game before and then been like, okay, this was nothing like what I thought.
Right?
So if you have less than 2 hours on the clock on the game, 100% Steam will give you the automated bot will refund you your money.
Automated bot.
The automated system. And then if you played it for more 2 hours, you got to create a ticket and then support will be like, all right, you played for 2 hours and 20 minutes, here's your money back. So I refunded many games on Steam. Like New World, the MMO that's coming out.
Yeah.
It was supposed to come out that month and I pre-ordered it a couple weeks in advance.
Right.
And then they delayed it the whole year. So I instantly refunded it. And their policy is if a game hasn't launched, the bot gives you your money back instantly. So I got a refund. I was like, no problem. But this is on Battle.net we're talking about. This ain't on Steam.
Right.
So now we're at the mercy of Battle.net and Activision. Are we going to have to call an automated number?
For PC,
what are we going to have to do? Because you should be able to get 100% of your money
Everything
back.
in life you can return. I can return clothes. You go to the store, you buy clothes that don't fit, you go back and you return them, right? Like you can even return a movie, right? You go into a movie, something happened in that movie that you didn't ethically agree with or you didn't like or whatever. You go back to the cashier and the manager goes, oh yeah, here you go. Here's your free ticket for next time or whatever. That's ridiculous, man, that you can't return your digital. Oh my, that's the one thing I hate too.
Well, there's rules and
$70
stipulations
mistake.
to it.
Yeah.
We make mistakes all the time when we purchase. And that's the point of a return. You made a mistake, and you can't reverse that mistake. That ekes me. And I have nothing against the concept of digital games. I get the convenience. I like the convenience.
Yeah.
I like being able to sit on my couch, play a game, and then when I'm done with this game, instead of having to get up out of my couch, shuffle through my disc, and find the next one I want to play, I can just instantly start it up. And I get that convenience. But it should be choices. What's in my best interest? So some people feel like the digital version's in their best interest. That's fine. They made a decision that's in their best interest. Activision is forcing us to make a decision that's in their best interest, and that's what I hate.
Yeah. So, moving on, one of the other games that was announced, kind of a bit of a surprise. I didn't expect it, but Gotham Knights.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That one kind of came out of left field for me. I know that Warner Brothers had been in talks of getting purchased by Xbox and game studios and whatnot, but it was more so the studio, not their IPs. They didn't want to release their IPs. But I wasn't thinking that they were
right, like any new games,
yeah,
existing IPs, right?
Well, I think it was just for like even their existing IPs, like they weren't trying to sell those. But
existing IPs, but so for new future IPs, Xbox would have a say.
I would assume so because it's under their
existing
their
IPs,
WB
they get
umbrella.
to keep those IPs,
Right. Yeah. So I definitely wasn't expecting the Gotham Knights, but I mean, it was a little bit of gameplay. So they got to show us quite a bit.
They showed a gameplay video too.
Yeah.
So
So
it was a pretty good little chunk of gameplay.
So I mean, what did you think about it, Mark?
So I really like that you could play 4 characters, right? So it's Nightwing, Deadpool,
Robin,
Robin.
not Deadpool, but
sorry.
Red Hood.
Red Hood, sorry.
He looked
Red
like
Hood.
Deadpool.
Damn,
Sorry,
because of the mask.
and the
wrong
guns,
universe,
too.
wrong
Yeah.
universe. And then Batgirl,
Batwoman or something like
And
that,
Robin,
or Batgirl.
right?
Something
Yeah,
like that.
Batwoman,
So
Robin,
Nightwing,
Nightwing, and then Red Hood.
Batgirl. Yeah.
Batgirl, yeah. So I like that there's multiple characters. I like that you can play up to 2-player co-op,
Yeah.
either offline or online multiplayer.
Right.
So that's really cool. The only Batman game I played in this series was the previous one by Rocksteady, Arkham Knight. So I played that and I really enjoyed that game. This game is made by WB Montreal Studios.
So it's not Rocksteady, but
Correct.
it's the same engine, obviously.
Yeah, and
Clearly.
I
Isn't it
get
the same
Unreal or
exact
something
engine.
like that, or is it a different engine?
It's the Unreal Engine,
Yeah.
and
Okay.
it's also their same exact combat engine too. Like everything is they stole Rocksteady's stuff for sure.
Yeah. So it looked really impressive. I liked the combat. I mean, the combat in these Batman games is always fantastic. The story, the world. I mean, they have a lot to work off of. So I was really impressed with seeing this. It's not going to be a game I buy on day one, but this is definitely a game that at some point I want to play. I went back and started downloading because all the games are on Game Pass, all the Batman games. So I never played the ones from 2009, 2011.
Asylum.
Yeah.
I never
Asylum,
played none of those.
Really good, man.
It was a good game. Yeah.
Really good.
I added those to my backlog of games. I want to play those and enjoy them. So I'm excited for this one.
Yeah. What'd you think?
Dude, man, this looked dope. Yeah, for sure. Like I wasn't happy when I first watched the trailer that Batman died. Like that's some hogwash. They're gonna have to fix that.
Yeah,
I just
Batman
don't.
died.
Yeah, Batman died. I wish they wouldn't resurrect people, but they're gonna resurrect him clearly. So I was a little annoyed by that because I want to play Batman, dude.
Yeah.
But I mean, if Batman was an option, no one would play anything else,
No,
right? So
yeah.
they had to find a way to get him out of the scene to give us multiple characters, and so I get that. And man, it just looks so fun. Like for me, when I watch this video, I'm more excited for this than Avengers. Like I like,
Wow.
I like the gritty beat 'em up, combat system that the Arkham games have. They're really fun, man, and I like the stealth aspects that they have in there, infiltration aspects. I loved seeing damage numbers. That was so dope. In the combat, there was damage numbers.
Yeah,
so
that
that's
was popping up on the screen.
Yeah, that was popping up on the screen.
That's
so
new, right?
That's all new.
I don't
That was
remember
never
that.
in the
Okay.
past games.
nice.
So like it's showing that more RPG element aspect, which excites me. Man, the world looked detailed and gritty, better looking than Avengers, right? Like if you look at Avengers and you look at Gotham Knights, dude, the world looked gorgeous.
For world, yeah, for
world
sure.
for world. The combat is question, which one's better? That's totally up for debate. But I'm just saying, like the way that the world looked, man, it looked great. I mean, just absolutely jaw-dropping looking world. When Batgirl was on her bike, that was so cool looking, man. I mean, I'm interested in a couple of these characters, like Robin with the teleportation. How dope is that? Like that was cool. Like I'm really looking forward to playing this game in the co-op.
Yeah,
Like,
that's awesome.
Man, how cool is that?
That's new, right? No
that's
other
all
ones have
new.
that?
Like
Oh,
they
yeah.
didn't have
they've
that
never had
before.
co-op on
So
Batman,
just
yeah.
that weighty, every punch you feel, like I'm sure it's gonna feel great on the
that
DualSense, man.
Woo.
It's gonna be awesome. Like so,
Yeah.
there's really not a whole lot bad here that I can say. This game looked really incredible. Super pumped for this one, man. I can't wait.
Yeah.
I definitely I was looking at it and I was like, man, I definitely want to play Nightwing. I definitely want to play Robin.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? So it looked like it would be a really fun game, and I'm waiting to see more. I'm interested to see more. It does seem like like they're using this like Court of Owls type of aspect, and I guess that's where Batman comes to play, because Batman never actually died during that time. He faked his death to join the Court of Owls, but so that's something that hopefully we get more in-depth detail in. That they show that aspect. I definitely thought that it was kind of cool how the boss fights were, like with Mr. Freeze and like his different stuff that was going on in
abilities
there.
and everything.
Yeah,
it was
so,
an actual boss fight.
Yeah. So
legitimate boss fight.
it looked dope. It looked like it takes some strategy to be able to do that, and then to be able to do that with like another person and co-op that. You know what I mean? That's gonna be awesome.
Yeah.
So I'm definitely looking forward to it, man.
Yeah.
It looks great.
Let me ask you this: I'm not a big, I'm not knowledgeable of Batman. Who was the villain at the end with like the white mask?
That was part of the Court of Owls.
Yeah, he's like one of the leaders of the Court of Owls,
So
I believe.
he's the leader of the Court of Owls. Okay.
Or at least somebody who
along
has
those
something
lines.
to do with
Yeah,
that.
Because that
he's
guy
a
was kind
major-
of creepy.
Yeah.
that
I was
mask
like,
was a
who
little
is that?
creepy.
Is like the main, protagonist
All those
of the
coffins
game.
were creepy, dude.
That whole end sequence was really cool. I was like,
creepy,
whoa.
yeah. I
So-
like that dark gritty. I think that's why I'm what I mean when I say like I prefer it over like the Marvel. I like that dark,
Because
gritty world.
yeah, you're right. Because from the Marvel Avengers, the world is kind of generic,
Cartoony, a little generic.
The identity
cartoony.
was, I don't know.
That's a
more
great
of,
way
like,
to
the
say it, the
character.
identity. That's a great way to put it. It's not as fleshed out as you can see the identity of this game,
Yeah,
right?
you
Where
see it.
Marvel, you don't see the identity.
Because I'm not a big like Marvel Avengers or I'm not knowledgeable about both.
DC
but
or
when I
Marvel,
see the Gotham City, when I see this, I know what it is. It has like it's
That
iconic.
punch, identity.
It's like a logo. It has an identity.
Yeah.
But in the Marvel's game, it's more you're playing the characters. In this, you're playing the characers living in a world.
Yeah.
So
the world
I
is
like
a
that.
character, where in
Yeah.
the Marvel games, that the characters are the only characters. Yeah,
Right.
absolutely.
Yeah, and you had mentioned Rocksteady before, and there was another surprise within the
DC fandom.
DC
show.
world.
Yeah.
And that was Suicide Squad killed the Justice League.
Kill the Justice League. Yeah.
Yeah, and taking a look at that, man. I thought the cinematic, that's all we got was like a cinematic trailer. There was no gameplay or anything like that, because I think it's not until like 2022.
2022.
Yeah, it's a hell of a
Get off,
long
dude.
time. But the fact that they just, announced it, it's kind of crazy. But we got Rocksteady, so they're a solid,
It's gonna be
developer.
good.
Yeah, and
doubt.
I actually enjoyed the cinematic trailer. I thought it had like a lot of
Good
charisma
humor.
in it.
Good
Yeah,
humor,
and
yeah.
it kind of made me want to play Captain Boomerang or whatever that dude's name is. What is his name?
Yeah.
The
I know you're
Boomerang
talking
guy.
about. Yeah.
Yeah, because like he was literally like teleporting, like where
He
he
has a
threw
game?
his. Huh?
He has a game?
He's in the game.
Yeah, but you said you want to play him when
Yeah,
you
yeah.
Oh, okay.
I want to play
Okay,
him
got
because
you.
it seemed pretty dope. Like he's throwing his boomerang, and then wherever his
Totally.
boomerang
He looked
lands,
the coolest,
he just
man.
pops up
He
over
looked the
there. Like,
coolest.
that was pretty dope. And from like, like I don't have like a large backlog of DC stuff. So like the first time I was introduced to this boomerang dude was in that horrible ass movie Suicide Squad. And he looked lame as hell. Like he
Yeah.
looked like he wasn't really
Anything cool.
yeah, he just looked like he was fodder. I thought he was gonna be the first to go, in the in the thing. but so seeing this one and seeing like his abilities and stuff like that, it seems like they used some really cool ideas in this one. It seems like Harley Quinn is even gonna be fun to play,
Sure.
swinging around her bat and all that stuff. Shark, the Shark Man, or whatever it is. Yeah.
That looks
He
cool.
looked King Shark, I think his
Yeah,
name
like
is.
a Hulk type
He looked kind of
character.
dope.
Yeah.
He did look
Yeah,
cool.
running around with that
Big
that
old-
mini machine gun, you know what I
Uh-huh.
mean? That minigun, it looked
Yeah.
dope, So I know like the times that I've seen him was in The Flash, with his CGI'd up version. And it looked ass. It looked trash. but seeing this, it's like, okay.
Dude, the Suicide Squad has got bad rap all the time, man.
yeah, but seeing King Shark in this, it's like, okay, I kind of want to play him. You know what I mean? Check it out and see how his mechanics and stuff like that works. So I'm definitely interested and looking forward to seeing more about this game. But
Yeah,
Sarah, how do you
like-
feel about that?
All right, so first out right off the bat, like right at the end of that trailer when Superman shows up, my first thought is like, he just killed him right then and there. Everyone, it's like
Yeah.
Harley Quinn. What is she's a normal human? What is she gonna do against Superman? He
That's a
could
good
just
point.
choose to
Just
kill
laser
them.
beam right through her face.
Like right there, right? Like,
Yeah.
well, we got him to fight him. Now it's like, dude, you're all dead. Like, unless you have a kryptonite in your pocket, you're all dead.
Yeah.
Like, so I have a hard time bridging that reality gap
Right.
between, the Suicide Squad versus like Superman. I have a hard time bridging that. As cool as the boomerang guy was, as cool as the minigun is.
Not even Superman alone. It
not
says
even-
the Justice
yeah, the
League.
Justice
So
League.
you
I
gotta
have-
go against the
I have
Flash
a
and
really-
all of those
yeah,
other
I have
superpowered
a-
people.
So I have a super hard time bridging that reality
Yeah.
gap there that I don't know how that's going to work. I trust Rocksteady. They are so good at making games that I trust what they're going to do. It's going to be fun. I know it.
Right.
I'm excited for it. And yeah, the boomerang guy was whack. But in here, he was like the coolest looking one. Like there was a lot of finesse to his power.
Yeah.
Like you can see that you can get really good with that. You can be really
It's like
deadly.
lackadaisical finesse.
Yeah, and it was
you
just
know?
like, man, there's like this is really neat. Like I was really
Kill
hyped
shot.
about him. But there's just those mistakes that I don't see it. I don't see how it works. I wish it would have not have been like the Justice League. Why couldn't it have been other enemies that I can wrap my mind around? It's a game, whatever, you live with it. And then the 2022 release date, I'm like, why bother? Even
Why show us
why
this
show us
trailer?
anything?
Yeah.
That's so far away. It's retarded.
Mhm.
And it's going to be holiday 2022, right? Like, so we're
More than
looking at a
likely.
full,
2 years.
probably over 2 years until we get this game. So I just didn't understand the need. I would have rather them shown it next year, like give us a taste of it next year.
I'm thinking maybe
I
it was
agree.
something to do with Rocksteady and the announcement of Gotham Knights. So people are like,
What
oh
are they
wait,
doing?
Rocksteady's
Yeah.
not doing this one, but
Yeah.
Rocksteady's like, hey, we ain't doing that one, but we doing this one.
Right.
You
That's a
wait
good
for this
point.
one, you know
It
what I
could
mean?
be.
So that might have been
Just
why
to
they just
squelch
threw it out
the
there.
rumors. Yeah,
Yeah.
but it's so far away. It's almost kind of like what Bethesda did at the Fallout 76 reveal where they showed the Oblivion 7 or whatever, just like the image.
yeah,
It's like,
yeah, the
come
picture,
on,
the picture
like,
of it, yeah, for sure.
But
Yeah, but how'd you
Mark,
feel,
what's
Mark?
that, man?
So I still have a bad taste in my mouth from the Suicide Squad movie. I'm not like a super big
Yeah,
DC
they have a
fan.
lot to overcome.
That movie was trash. I hated
So
all
bad.
the like. Like I said, I'm not a big Batman fan, but I like Joker. I always thought like killing Joker was good. Like
Oh yeah, dude, Joker's an incredible villain.
I love the Joker.
One of the greatest of all
Uh,
time.
Yeah.
And the Joker in the Suicide Squad movie was just bad. He
Yeah, I didn't like that version of it.
He was really bad. So I had to bet. So when this game, when I saw the trailer, I wasn't hyped for it 1%. But Rocksteady's making it, so I know it's gonna play fun.
Right.
Like you're saying with a theme, yeah, the theme is a little off.
It's hard to bridge that.
But I know it's gonna be a fun game.
Yeah.
It's gonna look good. If it looks like Gotham Knights,
Mm-hmm.
it's gonna look great. It's gonna play great. I'm just gonna have to get around the theme. Like I said, I'm not a big DC guy.
Yeah.
I'm not a Suicide Squad guy at all.
Mhm.
So the theme is off. But if it has cool multiplayer, like let's say instead of 2 players like Gotham Knights, this one's 4 players.
Right.
Let's say there's other mechanics that they add. I might be down to play it. You know,
for sure. Like the bottom line, it's going to be good, right?
But I
there's
know it's gonna be
problems
good.
here that there's the design, direction, vision problems here that why would I mean like Suicide Squad? Why? I mean they keep trying to bring it back. I get it, but it's failed at every turn.
just let it die.
It's failed at every turn. Yeah, let it die. You know, like it just always fails. Like yeah, how do you make Will Smith lame? I feel like they ruined him in freaking Suicide Squad. He was
I didn't
almost,
think he was lame.
but
I
he
liked his
wasn't-
character
but
and
dude,
Margot Robbie's
yeah, but he was like the
character, but
only
was
one
it.
that was like decent.
Yeah,
but I'm
I'll
saying
give you
even
that.
he
was
wasn't
decent.
like good.
He was the only thing I liked about
He
the
was like
entire
the only
movie.
thing decent about it. And it's like, man, how do you even make it hard for him? Like it's hard to make him, you know, not awesome.
That's true.
And like I don't know, it was horrendous. Like Suicide Squad, like the first 30 minutes were cool. When they were kind of like going through the heroes and like
The
introducing
intros,
them, it was a little dark.
The origins
and then
of
after
them or
that,
something?
it went
caught your
horrific.
interest.
Yeah, it caught your interest.
and then it just went.
it
Pretty
went
much
down
when they
to-
started their mission, it was trash.
Yeah, it was trash.
Yeah.
It was bad.
Yeah.
So Suicide Squad, like they have a lot of work to do. I mean, yeah, they gave it to their best development company, Rocksteady. WLG just fix it for us, and I hope they do because I know it's gonna be fun. But they have a lot to climb with Suicide Squad, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like you were saying, 2022, dang. At least show us when you got something to show. Like Batman, we saw gameplay of it,
Yeah.
you know. But this, we saw we saw just a trailer. So
I'm gonna start rebuking these trailers, man.
If
you
it's
ain't
just a
showing me
trailer, take
gameplay,
it
I
back.
don't want to see
I don't
it.
wanna
Yeah,
see it.
man, throw it away.
You
we
know?
don't need
I don't
that.
want to see it.
Except for Fable. That gets a pass. It's a green light on Fable. But,
Oh,
so, yeah.
But they shouldn't have done it anyways, right? Like
Yeah.
even though it gets a pass, you're like, you shouldn't do that.
Show
us
something. Give us a model.
right?
Give us something.
Yeah, there's that kind of reminds me of this episode of I think it's Parks and Recreation.
Oh,
Whatever,
yeah.
the claymation episode where a dude was like he had got fired from his job, and so he was spending all this time like day in and day out trying to do like this claymation movie that he was working on. And then he finally like shows it to some people, and it's literally like the claymation guy gets out of the bed, and then the song's like "When I Wake Up," and then it
it's
just
it.
stops.
Yeah, that's all he has.
He's like, "I've been
That's
working
all
on
you
this for
do.
like 4 months, man." He's like, "This all you got?" It's like 30 seconds, you know. But like,
That's it.
even if Fable had gave us like
Even
a step
that,
forward in game
of
footage,
just the world.
I was like, you know what, I'm cool.
A screenshot.
I'm good, yeah.
Yeah, screenshot. What am I going to be playing in, right?
Yeah, man. But moving on, one of the other games that we saw that caught one of our eyes was Star Wars Squadron.
Oh, yeah.
Mhm.
And that one's kind of interesting because it looks like, you know, the first time that I heard Star Wars Squadron, I thought that it was strictly a VR game. But no, Star Wars Squadron is literally for all of the systems,
Full on.
PC.
and it's VR as well.
That's
So
dope.
that just kind of it's I'm seeing this direction where we're headed, where VR games are actually getting like full game content. You know, it's not like some stationary thing where you play some stuff and, you know, and the screen's moving past you and that's it, you know, or like, you know, brief little missions and things like that. Like you're getting like full on, like, you know, like a game. You're getting like an actual
and
game.
multiplayer. It's a
Something that's
full-on
worth
for first time in ever
$60,
VR.
not
Yeah.
like a $20 game or 30 because it's VR and it's only like 2 hours of gameplay. Like you get in a full
Yeah.
like 12-hour game in a VR headset, you know what I mean? And I think that that's awesome. And you know, I mean, you know, from what we just saw, it was only like a trailer.
Mhm.
I don't think there was any gameplay. At least I missed it. If
No,
it
there
was,
was a lot of
Yeah,
gameplay.
there was
a
some
lot of things.
gameplay.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Yeah.
maybe I thought it was just a trailer, but it was.
It was kind of like a
gameplay.
story trailer.
Yeah.
But they've also showed a lot of gameplay
Mm-hmm.
already for it so far.
Yeah.
Okay.
At previous events.
Yeah, I'm really hyped for Star Wars Squadron. I love one of my favorite things in Star Wars is the weapons and the vehicles. So most specifically like the X-Wings, the TIE Fighters, I love all the ships. So the reason why I bought Battlefront was to play,
the Starship version.
The Starship battle mode. That was even though the game got crap reviews, last year with all the loot boxes and everything, I still bought the game when it came out to play, the ship mode. I forgot what the name is called, but that's one of my favorite things. So I'm really hyped for Squadron. I will buy this probably on launch week for sure, despite crap reviews or not, just because I love that theme of, driving in a vehicle. Just something about vehicles, like in a tank, like World of Tanks, just something about like having these vehicles
vehicular warfare
that you would never in real life, be in.
Right.
But yeah, being in vehicle warfare is just something just magical. So I'm really hyped for this. I like how there's a story. The one thing I'm kind of disappointed, they said there's 8 vehicles. I was like,
that's
only
lame.
8?
That's not enough. Yeah.
Come on, give us more than that.
They probably gave you a lot of detail in that cockpit or whatever that you're in.
Yeah, that was cool.
I don't know.
But 8, that's like saying there's 8 guns in Call of Duty. Like, just 8 guns? Really?
Yeah.
Like, give us a little bit more
For
than
sure.
that.
Like, Mark, let me ask you, like, you watched the gameplay, right?
Yeah.
You watched the gameplay. What did you think of it? Did you...
So, I thought that I'm mainly playing this for the combat. So the story seemed kind of weird when you were just seeing like a character's face when you go talk to them. It seemed like old school. I would hope to like get out, walk around, the base and talk to people and, load, supplies in my ship, gas, whatever. But it seemed kind of weird. You're just going cutscenes with somebody's face and then you're back in your vehicle. So it seemed weird to me.
Did the combat seem weighty enough and exciting enough?
I think
for
so.
You? Yeah.
Like Marcus was saying, the cockpit compared to like Battlefront, the interior of the ships were insanely detailed. So the combat looked great to me. I really hope there's like a beta or some demo so I could try it out. But I just wish there was a couple more ships. I am looking forward to more gameplay, but I'm definitely going to buy this despite the reviews because I just like these kind of games.
I didn't know that. You need more ships than that. That's ridiculous. 8 ships? That is ridiculous to me. That's nothing.
There's hundreds of ships in Star Wars.
Yeah, you need at least a couple dozen, like, come on. And iconic ships. Like, we could probably sit here and just name off more than 8, and we're not Star Wars geeks.
Nope.
Like, there's a lot of big ships, that... Wow, I'm a little disappointed in that. I didn't know that. That hurts a little bit of the stock for me in my mind. Yeah, it looks polished. Like the star combat looks polished. It looks good. I think I do worry that it will be a little difficult maybe. Like there might be a high skill cap. And there's that multiplayer aspect of it that I struggle with, or like that's gonna
play.
Yeah, learn how to play to get good at it so I can have fun because no one just wants to go in and get their ass kicked all night. so like I worry a little bit about that when I see that, but it helps that there's gonna be a single player mode, so I'm excited about that.
Practice
so
and
you can
like
practice
learn all
and
the
get
ships.
good and learn it. Because I do love World of Tanks too. Like I have a lot of fun with World of Tanks. There's a skill cap there with World of Tanks too, but like you feel like you're still valuable because you can like shoot from long range or you can kind of play a role. I hope there's ways that everyone can kind of play a role. It's not purely skill based. And then what else was I? Oh yeah, and I really want to know a lot more about the upgrading system. Like how my ship gets stronger and better. I know they screwed up horrifically with loot boxes in the last Star Wars game, so I hope they don't do that route again. I hope everything's earned in game. You can earn it all while you're playing, and I hope the upgrades are really fun and cool and excite me to make me. Right when I leave the game, I can't wait to get back in there to get that little bit more experience so I can get that next upgrade. Like I hope that it creates that feeling in me. Right now, I'm not a day one buy, but I'm definitely probably a buy at some point in time on this game for sure.
And with the 8 ships, that's just what they said in the trailer. So they said you could play through 8 ships. So does that mean multiplayer? There's more? They just said you could play through 8 ships.
I think there's more on Battlefront, right?
There's
quite a few.
There's more than
there's
8.
One for like every character.
Yeah, there's definitely more than 8. I don't know the exact number, but there's way more than 8.
Yeah,
that's funny. What if you like misheard it and it wasn't 8 ships? It was a ship. you can play with a ship.
Maybe, maybe. But
You're
I was
like, wait,
like,
damn, this is all I
eight
got.
ships. What?
I'm getting real comfortable with this one.
Yeah.
Learn how to
Either
work
an X-Wing
this
or TIE
thing.
Fighter. That's it, man. Whatever side you choose.
Yeah, man. So I'm definitely excited to play it. I'm gonna get it strictly for the VR.
Yeah, that's a big
aspect
deal
of
for
it.
you.
It'll
I
just
don't
be
have
like
VR.
when
Yeah.
when I manage to get it, like when I come across it. I'm not like a huge Star Wars fan, so I'm not gonna get this like day one or anything. But I would definitely like to get it to add on to my VR library, just for that aspect.
If you have VR, it's got to be like a must buy because it's like the first time, like you said, you got like a full on. We were hoping Hitman 3 will be that way too. We were talking about that last time that's
exactly.
going to be a full on game,
Right?
But VR is not really getting those. So to see these, you got to get them as a VR user.
Yeah, there's a couple like Blood and Truth. That's like a full on game.
Yeah.
That's got a lot of detail in it, a lot of gameplay in it. The Walking Dead Saints and Sinners. That one's got a lot of stuff in it. So yeah, this would add to that small but growing list. So I'm definitely interested in it. Another one that had piqued our interest is Dragon Age 4.
Yeah, this is a big announcement, right? I mean, we got to cover it because it's BioWare.
Right.
Although BioWare is dying, I think.
You think so?
I think BioWare is dying, man. Like, the last two games they released were Mass Effect Andromeda and Anthem. And those games
Anthem tanked it hard.
They tanked bad. Like, both of them.
Yeah.
Tanked
I
bad.
didn't get Andromeda, so I don't know how well that one was.
I did get it, because I was a huge Mass Effect fan.
Yeah.
Story was lame. The combat wasn't interesting. It was repeatable. It was
a
boring
copy and
quick.
paste
It was a
type
copy
of
and
situation.
paste situation. So it deserved all the hate it got. I want it to be good. I love Mass Effect, and I love Knights of the Old Republic. I love these great, iconic BioWare games. I've been a BioWare, fan since the beginning.
Day one,
Jade Empire. I loved everything that BioWare's made. I love all the Dragon Ages. I love Dragon Age Origins. I love Dragon Age Inquisition.
Last one I played was Inquisition.
Yeah. I mean, I love that the old BioWare style, like that turn-based kind of situation. You could play real time, but you can also pause it and kind of like command your guys around. I love the Dragon Age games. I really loved Inquisition a lot. Anthem but they've been tanking. I don't know if what they showed us is enough to like save BioWare. I think that's my first thought. Is like, is Dragon Age 4 able to save BioWare? I don't know. They've really messed up a lot. I feel like they're dying. They lost a lot of trust with Anthem. Anthem came to like hype review when we first saw that game.
Dude, that game was hyped.
Incredible looking. I remember my mouth was dropped.
They were thinking it was gonna be like 10s across the board.
Like I couldn't.
I thought it was like Destiny but better.
Yeah, and like it's like wow, they nailed. This is what Iron Man feels like, right? Like this is what Marvel should do. Like this, they nailed the flying. Like so, it's the best. Suit combat. In a personal suit flying that anyone's ever done. It's incredible, but the game is so bad that it's unplayable. It's an unplayable game. I'm hoping with Anthem next, I'll give it another shot. I have it I got it on Black Friday for $4.99 or whatever. So I have the game in its wrapper sitting on my shelf.
I still have yet to buy Anthem. I gotta grab that.
You can get it like
$3,
$3, GameStop. I mean, I would grab it and just hold on to it because it's worth it. Anthem next they're making some good changes. I saw some really good changes. They're going in great directions with that game, so I'm actually looking forward to seeing that game improve. But Dragon Age, they didn't really give us any gameplay. They just gave us concept art. They gave us some kind of in-game zones with some, low res zones that didn't look very good. And they just talked about the standard tropes, make choices, killing someone, they'll either live or they'll die. I mean, yeah, you guys have been doing this from the beginning. What's new? What are you doing? How is this going to be any different? So I'm excited because I love Dragon Age, but I'm also concerned because I don't know if I can trust BioWare to make a great game again, or if they're just a dinosaur from a long lost time.
Some that won't die.
Some that won't die. Yeah. Did you guys catch it?
Yeah. So I actually never played a single Dragon Age game in my life. The only BioWare game I've ever played was on the OG Xbox, the Knights of the Old Republic.
Coder.
So that was a classic.
It plays the same. So if you play Knights of
Make
the Old Republic,
decisions
it's
and
the same
okay.
exact gameplay. They all play the same. It's just like the setting changes.
Got it.
You pause like in Old Republic. You pause the combat and you choose what you want to do. This is the same exact way, but it's a medieval setting.
Got it.
You build allies.
So is Mass Effect the same too? Because I never
Mass
played
Effect's the same way as well, but it's just
a
in
different
space. Yeah, it's
universe.
It's not Star Wars. It's like
Got you.
It's a galaxy. So you know. So.
Got you. So I wasn't hyped for it, but like I said, I didn't really have a background in it. So I like the theme. I did see. I looked up Dragon Age Origins was pretty cheap. So and there's another Dragon Age game that was on sale too. Inquisition,
super cheap. Yeah, both those are going to be super cheap.
It was like $5, $6.
Yeah, Inquisition was like game of the year. 6 years ago.
And the graphics on that one looked pretty good.
Worth playing. You would really have a good time with it. It's worth playing it even to this very day.
So,
but that's the last good game they made.
Yeah.
Dang. So so I'm definitely not gonna buy it day one, but it looked cool. But I need to play a Dragon Age game to kind of get a better understanding to kind of, appreciate this more. So
yeah, that's funny that you mentioned that Inquisition was like a game of the year.
Yeah,
because I didn't feel like it was game of the year.
It was. Yeah.
Got
a lot of great reviews.
I played Dragon Age Origins, and I loved Origins. Mm-hmm. I thought that one was dope. But when I played Inquisition, to me, it felt like it was literally like a copy and paste. Like it felt like it was a lot of stuff that was the same as it was in the first game. So I got disinterested in it real quick. I ended up trading that sucker back in because it didn't hold my my interest in it. It definitely didn't hold it as long as like Mass Effect did, right. So I was kind of off it. So seeing Dragon Age 4, I'm like, oh, okay, cool. They're coming out with a new Dragon Age, but I'm not really excited about it because for one, they showed nothing. You know what I mean? Like all they did was show,
like announce it.
Yeah, they just showed the developers talking about the game. It's cool. I caught a glimpse of a couple of the voice actors, but that's irrelevant, because I didn't know any of them. I mean, maybe you guys knew some of them, but
they're doing okay.
Yeah. So, that's all right and everything, but I gotta see gameplay. Like I say, I'm gonna start boycotting these trailers if they don't be showing gameplay. If this ain't a gameplay trailer, I don't want to see it. I don't want to see your announcement. I want to see the game, especially if they talking about some 2021 or 2022 type stuff, and it ain't coming out like in 2 months.
I don't even think they gave us a release time frame for Dragon Age.
That's got to be a 2022.
Yeah, it's got to be 2022.
It's way off. Yeah. It's way off. They sitting there. They didn't show us nothing in the game. They showed us the people who made the game. I don't give a damn about Jordan.
They showed us lots of concept art, a few like game developer tools as they were creating the monsters.
Yeah. Let me ask you guys this. So, like, in Knights of the Old Republic, you only play one character. In Dragon Age, you play, 3 to 4? Right?
You have your character.
You have your party?
In Dragon Age.
You just have your party that you're interacting with.
You can switch between them, but you have your character that you're playing.
So you have your main character, and then you hire people? You recruit people?
You come across people.
Yeah, you recruit people, and they join your
Is it kind of like Dragon's Dogma, where you kind of recruit little...
I never played Dragon's Dogma, actually. I've always wanted to, but never played it.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's similar to that.
I got you. Okay.
But like you come across people on worlds and they have little storylines, and if you fulfill them, they join your crew.
Gotcha.
And then you have like so you might have like 10 crew members, but you can only take 4 with you on a mission, so you can swap it out. But you always take your main guy with you. So you have a main guy you pick. You pick a class, a warrior, assassin, rogue, or mage, or whatever. You pick your class and you get gear, and it's all those RPG elements, and it's a lot of fun. And you dungeon crawl like Skyrim, and
Otherworld,
Otherworld, Otherworld,
Fallout,
you make choices, you have dialogue, conversations. I mean, BioWare invented that, like they're the kings of that. But they've done it so many, like kind of piggyback off what Golly was saying. They're doing it over and over and over and over and over again. That it's lost its flavor. Gotcha. Like I'm worried that this is going to be the same thing again, and Marcus is just going to trade it in. Like that's what I'm worried about. I don't know. I think BioWare's dying.
Yeah, for sure. And one of the last things that had even caught my eye, right, is Medal of Honor. And this Medal of Honor, I saw this almost, I want to say like a year ago. I caught like a quick glimpse of it. They had showed gameplay. They had actually showed gameplay of it. But when it was presented to me, it was presented as VR only.
It is, yeah.
So... I was definitely interested in it, when I heard about it. And I was like, that's dope. You're sitting there and, grenades come through the air. You could possibly catch one of them and then just throw it back. You know what I mean? Like you're aiming down your sights with your gun and all that stuff. Like it looked awesome. And it looked as if there was going to be, a lot of content in the game. Like it was going to be an actual game and not just, kind of like, little things to play here and here and do that. But like an actual storyline and, where it's fully developed. And, finally seeing it again after so long, I was like, oh, shoot, that's Medal of Honor. That's the one I was remembering. So it's awesome to see that it's finally coming back around and that it's, it's getting closer to being done and whatnot. And I'm looking forward to it, man. It's another VR
it's
game,
an Oculus exclusive, though.
Yeah, so that's the one bummer on it is that it's Oculus. Yeah, but I'm hoping that they'll eventually port it. Like The Walking Dead Saints and Sinners had came out on I think Oculus or what's the Facebook one?
Vive or something. I can't remember. Yeah.
Yeah, there was one that it was literally on.
I think Oculus is Facebook. Okay. But there's another one too.
Right, yeah. So there was one other one that it was on and then or it went on to the regular Oculus and then it eventually came to the Oculus Quest. And and then it had came over to the PS4. So yeah, it might be a while before I get it, but if I know that it's a VR game, so they're eventually going to port it to the other VRs, right? It kind of be like, why have it on just one system?
Right.
And there's so many other VRs that you could touch. So I'm definitely looking forward to eventually it coming my way so that I can, add it to my library and play it because just from the initial gameplay when I saw it, I was like, dude, I want to play that. You know what I mean? Like that looks fleshed out and, and full. So I definitely want my full meal instead of like, the dessert or, like a small course of it. So, but I know you guys don't really have VR, but how'd you guys
like
feel?
that opening scene with the tank looked really cool. Like it felt real, and like the VR is gonna make it much more immersive. I felt patriotic watching it. Like it's like, man, this is a great time in our history. These brave men, and I get to kind of go live it in the VR. Where you can kind of like experience it,
put yourself in
that
the shoes,
that great moment in American history where we won that. And so like there was lots of great things, and it seemed very fleshed out. That was pretty dope when he like caught the knife and like was throwing it back at him.
Yeah, I wonder if you can actually do that type of stuff.
How responsive is it going to be?
Yeah, right? Like do you flick your knife up and throw it, or is that just a motion that you do?
Or you just press a button and he does it, right? Or are you actually flinging it?
Right.
So yeah, it seemed like it was a well done story. It was an intriguing story, So it was like a story worth listening to and watching. And VR is gonna, give it some depth in that area to make the story even more interesting. So yeah, it looked good and it looked fleshed out like a full on game, start to finish, which I think the VR is always lacking.
Right.
So yeah, I think it's gonna be good. I mean, I'll probably never get a chance to play it, but from what I saw, I think it's the right direction that these VR games should be going in.
Yeah. For me, the Medal of Honor, I hold it dear to my heart. In 2012, back in the day on PC, this was one of my favorite first-person shooter, one of my favorite shooting games. I played these games on the PS2. I even bought one on the PSP. But later, like around 2010, the last Medal of Honor game, these games just started becoming pure crap to me. They're just very generic. There's nothing special. They started like being revolutionary on the PC, tight controls, awesome, combat. But I feel like they're just trying to use the name. So I wasn't necessarily excited for this title. It looked great. It looked cool. Okay. VR is cool. But I just feel like they're trying to use that.
You don't trust them?
I don't trust them. I think they're just slapping the Medal of Honor name on this. Because they haven't made a game in over 10 years. And they haven't made a really good game in probably 12 or 13 years. So I don't know. I feel like it's kind of a gimmick. They could have used, I don't know, SOCOM or something else. I just feel like they're just trying to slap a name on this kind of thing to get some hype to it. So it looks cool, but I'm not going to buy it. I'm not going to play it. Like, it just wasn't interesting to me.
Okay.
But what about those Fall Guys, man?
Oh, yeah. So Fall Guys, they announced a season 2 of their Battle Pass. It's coming out October 17th. One really cool thing is the style of the maps in the Battle Pass is going to be medieval. Yeah. So you're going to be having cool like knights, armors, mages.
Some axes swinging around maybe?
Probably.
Some melee combat.
They're reskinning levels, so it's gonna have a medieval feel to it. So I feel like it's a really good direction. It's gonna be free, so that's awesome.
It's always good.
That's awesome. You don't have to pay for this. So shout out to Fall Guys for doing that, because there's nothing worse than this new cool stuff coming out like Avatar: The Last Airbender, but you gotta spend $15 to get it.
They're cashing in, man, on all sorts of things, right? Like all sorts of advertising, in-game purchases and like advertisement offers and things. I was gonna ask you, Mark, do you think this is too soon already? A second season?
Nope, I think it's just right, because
like
people are playing the crap out of this game. People play this game all day long, so they're mastering these levels. So you need to be in the rotation, mixing up the levels, because then it's just it's not as fun when everyone's a master at these particular levels. It's cool when there's some factor where I haven't played this level that much. That mixes it up. It adds to the the humor when you're falling off, getting thrown around. So I would say games like this, you need to be adding extra content so the game's always fresh. Otherwise, everyone's gonna master jumping like on these platforms, and people are just gonna be speed running it every 5 seconds. People got everything learned, so they need to add new content to keep the game fresh for everybody.
Exactly.
Are they gonna have to do it every month?
I think they probably will want to do it every.
Because that's kind of like the pace they're at right now, right?
So the game came out. What is
July was? July, right? So the month of July,
August,
for
September,
PS Plus.
October. So I think every 3 months is a good schedule.
Okay.
Yeah.
But they need to release more content, because like I'm saying, Ray, if everyone's just a master, it'll get bored. And it's cool, because it picks random levels every round. So it's cool having a bigger pool, so you get to have a more varied game, if that makes sense.
Yeah, that, and then the different skins and outfits and different things like that.
I just think it's like really hype right now, and like I'm wondering if they should ride that hype a little longer before they cash in. I feel like they're kind of cashing in a little too early, maybe. So that's my only wonder or question.
Are they cashing in though? If it's just free, they're not asking for anything else.
They're moving on. So they're changing direction and moving on to new things. Just riding it a little bit longer, letting it sink in a little bit more. With people to see the longevity here.
I think they still have a lot of longevity because it's only on PlayStation, it's only on PC. They just agreed in China to release it on mobile, so we're not going to get it on mobile, but
China will, yeah.
They're going to get some mobile version of it. So I feel like they still have a lot of juice left. They can release it to mobile for us on the Switch, on the Xbox.
We'll see.
They can release cross-play, cross-platform, cross-progression. Like there's still a lot of things. The game is still very.
It's the right game for the right time. I wonder if it would have been as popular if it came out in a different non-COVID era.
Because
but it's the right game for the right time.
You bring a very important point. This game Among Us that I'm playing. This game's been out for over 2 years.
No one's played it. It's very similar. Yeah.
Oh, the people that play it are like the board game people.
Mm-hmm.
But it's sometimes like yesterday, I think last night, it was the #1 game streamed. More than League of Legends, more than Call of Duty. Over 150,000 people are watching Among Us, and it has to do with the time because we can't see each other, so we want to talk to each other.
Yeah, so that's more like.
So I agree with you. It came out in the perfect time.
Yeah.
Perfect time.
So Fall Guys is it's an interesting thing to think of. It's an interesting game to discuss because of the time that it came out.
Because people say the same thing about Animal Crossing.
Yeah,
like it was
Animal Crossing too.
Animal Crossing.
Yeah,
it's a
it was
good
the
game,
right game for the right
but the time.
Yeah, it's just interesting to me.
Yeah,
so
for sure. Well, that's all we got. So thank you for joining us once again for another episode. Follow us, comment, like, subscribe on YouTube. Drop some comments down there. Talk to us. We talk back. So, we always looking for some interaction. Hit us up on the Discord. Get in there, get on the ground floor, be able to talk to us all early. But yeah, so, that's all I got.
Yeah.
I'm Marcus. It's Mark. That's Ray. And we'll catch you guys next week. Deuces.
Peace.
I love you, me.